I was watching a video before we met. This was one of mine, and like I normally watch videos of myself, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I hate watching videos of myself, and I know that's everybody here is probably like, whatever, dude, shut up. Okay, like I get that, but for me, it's like I watched that video again, and I was like, all right, like, I could spin. Like,
Mm.
goddamn, like that was crazy. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember doing that. I don't remember editing this into the video. I'm like, that was tight.
Mhm.
I love moments like that because it's very few and far between. And I know you feel that too. If you record yourself ever, you're like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I think that's perfectly normal though, because I often hear that a lot of artists aren't satisfied with their art, or they don't feel like they've translated the idea from their head to canvas properly.
That's
Um,
why I didn't win for years. I I
it
I, I
wasn't what was
over
in your head.
I was overthinking it every year. I was always trying to push out this fucking vomit of tricks in my head, and I never could properly do it.
Oh god, yeah, because then you forget sometimes like key tricks that you wanted to put in there
Well,
just because you're overthinking it.
2019 throughout the year up until competition. Oh no, it was after 2019 up until 2020.
Mm.
Okay, I don't want to toot my horn too hard. Okay, after 2019, I had created my competitive sign spinning guide. It did get me second in 2020. I followed that shit to a T in 2020. Got me second, so
Hell yeah.
it works, y'all. It might just be me. I don't know, but I followed it to a T. I felt like it really worked. And it was because everything in my 2019 year, it had to do with just really keeping it open and having fun, dude. Like when I went out there in my final round, I was just literally having fun. Like Justin and Toast looked at me and both were like, "You won't." And so I was like getting all cocky and I was like, "Oh, watch this." And so I wasn't even thinking about comp. I was just thinking these two motherfuckers just said you won't. Like I'm gonna do some shit. Watch this. I got a badass song for this round. This is gonna be tight.
Hell yeah. There's a couple of things I wanted to touch on. The first one is I'm glad you said it's not a major sporting event yet. I always make it a point to include yet on a lot of things. The second thing is uh, when it comes to your round, did you have a routine mapped out in your head that covered all the bases that you were aiming for? That was purely an 8 Mile style freestyle, huh?
Well,
Man.
no, okay, it's there's an outline. Okay, you know how you
Okay.
make the outline for the schedule,
Yeah.
but you don't put the names in?
Kind of like making an outline of an essay real quick. All right, this is what I'm going to talk about. I'll work out the details later.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think about all of my rounds like this. Okay. Well, I specifically always reference it to my final round. The first two rounds to me really, are just nerve wracking for no fucking reason. And I hate that shit. And then the final round actually is calmer for me because there's not as many variables.
Mm.
I can, I'm very mathematical. I can be like, okay, this is who I got. I've beat him before. I've beat him before. He, I've only beat him once. He's beat me like 5 times.
Yeah, and
I
you don't
beat
know how
him.
they're feeling that day either, or
Yeah,
or in comparison to
yeah,
how you're feeling that day
and
too.
I'm all for whoever wins. Like I've always gone up, shook every champ's hand, and been so happy for them. Like I've never been a bad sport about it.
Mm.
You know, and but like I go in and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be some filler, cool little shit up until the song drops. When
Mm.
that song drops, it's gonna be a banger right when the song drops, and then after that, it's just bangers the rest of the time. And that's how I think about it. Like I always think about there should be a build, not much. You shouldn't build for like a majority of your round. You should build for probably about a third of your round, and then just go hard.
Mm.
Because there's money on the line.
And it is important to manage your time too, though, because if you spend
Yeah.
too much time meandering or just pacing around the
Hmm.
ring, yeah, I can squash your score.
Yeah, if you don't have enough strong, original, big tricks. Like Kadeem, like that motherfucker can walk around hyping for 10 seconds of his 45-second round and hit all his bangers and still always be in the top three. But that's
Mhm.
because nobody can hit his shit like him unless it's Mucho. And still, Mucho doesn't spend much time on slowing it down and being elegant.